What's up, everybody? It's Ryan, theRCLman. Welcome to podcast number 8, or I should say theRCLcast, number 8, episode 8. We've got a show today. I'll be talking to you. I'll be talking at you about stuff. We're going to start with some stuff that I've kind of been going through here recently with the channel and whatnot, and do some channel news, if that's what you want to call it, or at least things that have been affecting me personally. It's my time to complain, you know what I mean? Then we'll get into some news stuff. News, not really a lot happened. There's like one thing that happened, but in there with the news stuff, well, the news thing really, then we'll talk about it's the last podcast of the year, you know what I mean? So, you know, give yourself a round of applause. You made it, or almost made it. Well, this will be coming out on Monday, so it'll be like the day before the end of the year. Anyway, you made it, hopefully. But we'll be talking about the PlayStation free games or whatever, PlayStation Plus games for January. And then there's some extra little news there about PlayStation games, which we'll do. And then we'll go through the comment section. I think it went pretty good last week with the comments. Hopefully we can keep doing that as long as comments keep coming in. But let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so, first things first, okay? Channel news-ish, I don't know. I guess if we're talking generally about the channel itself, doing great, loving it, actually, having a good time. The other day was the first time I've actually been able to go into Rec Room and like have a group of people. We played Trouble in Terrorist Town like almost the entire night, and then like met some people and played Jumbotron, and like it was actually very fun. You know, there was a full group of people, and then every time somebody came online, we just added them into Terrorist Town, and we just kept playing. I'm an awful terrorist. I'm so bad. But anyway, yeah, so speaking of that, let's see. So there has been, at least on Rec Room itself, there's been a large influx of people coming in. And it's been a lot of children, okay? Now, I don't know if you've gathered from the way that I am and the way that I speak or whatever. I don't care for children that much. Like, I really don't. Or no, let me rephrase that. There's a certain kind of way that children act or kids act, and I just don't even want to deal with it. Now, some of them are fine. Some of them like are well behaved and they have no issues whatsoever and whatever. Some of them are just annoying. Like, I want to say other words, but I'm not going to, just to be nice. Some of them are annoying. And like the other day when I got onto Rec Room, that same day actually, I ended up having fun, but at the beginning I showed up and there's just like, oh, I want to play Jumbotron. So I go in there and there's just children everywhere. And it's not so much that they don't know what they're doing, because I can understand that, and I can effectively say, oh, you don't know what you're doing? Well, let me kind of show you how to do this, or give you an idea of what to do. But it's the way it is like, hey, here's what you need to do. You need to grab this gun and shoot these things. Well, let me completely ignore you and go over here and do whatever I want and fuck around and not let the game continue because, you know, don't really know what I'm doing, which is fine. You know, I understand. That's why what I did was when I went into the room and I heard that it was somebody who had no clue what they were doing, is I immediately left. And some people, I guess, would call that mean. I mean, I didn't say anything. I didn't say like, oh, you don't know what you're doing, I'm leaving. I just heard the situation and left, because I was like, I don't want to, you know, I can deal with somebody not knowing what they're doing, but as long as they are old enough to be like coherent enough to like grab a gun and shoot, or like understand the goal of the game, or understand like you need to stand on this pad so we can move forward instead of fucking around over there in the corner, that's fine. Anyway, I guess the basic thing I'm saying is I have an issue with, I don't know how to handle that. Maybe it's not really I have an issue. I just don't know how to handle that. You know what I mean? The way I handled it was I heard the situation, I left. You know what I mean? and like I ran into another one where I went in there and I could hear the kids' parents instructing them on what to do. And I was not okay with that. I'm not okay with that because of me, not because of them. I think if you want to watch your kids play VR, that's perfectly fine. That's no issue whatsoever. But I know myself. I know who I am, and I know that I may not. I'm not. I cuss. You know what I mean? I cuss, and I might say things that are a little not. What's the word I'm looking for here? You know, I might say things that are jokes sometimes that might go a little far. Not even, I don't think they go a little far. I think other people go way further than I do. But for somebody who has their little kid on a VR headset, and if they could hear me say those things, not even that, I don't really want to say those things, especially if it's somebody who is, I don't know how to explain it. There's a system they have on Rec Room to try and match you with people who have adult accounts. The problem with that is that if you want to talk to people, you have to have an adult account. If you have a junior account, you can't speak to anybody. Ergo, nobody who wants to play the game the way it's intended to be played makes a junior account. So the setting to match you with non-junior accounts doesn't matter because all the juniors make non-junior accounts, and then they can annoy the fuck out of you with their screaming and their bullshit. So I don't really know how you solve that, but I guess I just wanted to address it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that'll make a big deal. Let's see. I guess what I'm trying to say is I wish there was a better way to filter out people into age groups or something like that, so that you could actually get an enjoyable experience. Now, I mean, like I said, later on, I, got together with people I knew in the game or had met in the game before, and that became fun. But when it was just, brand new and pretty much nobody, or whoever I was with didn't know what they were doing, and they weren't even willing to like try to know what they were doing, it wasn't even worth it. You know what I mean? To me, at least. But anyway, that's enough of me ranting about that. Next I want to talk about some balance things, okay? So, I'm extremely happy with the way that the streams are going, and, I wish the videos were doing a little bit better, but, what are you going to do with that? I've already shot some stuff, and so I need to put it out, and I need to have more of a that's a whole different subject. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that I got to find some way to balance out what I'm doing. That one day the one day that I went on there, somebody wanted to play Rec Room with me. That's cool. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out how to do this, because I've seen other people, like for instance, let's just pick Markiplier. If Markiplier got onto a game such as Rec Room, and now I would assume because he's not been on Rec Room before, or at least not, somebody who plays it, regularly or whatever, I assume that nobody would recognize him. But if somebody does recognize him, then he would immediately be swarmed with people. And while what I'm dealing with is nothing like that, because he would be swarmed, I do kind of get a weird feeling when I'm trying to communicate to people in game, communicate to people in chat, and then trying to talk to people if I have the party thing set up. You know what I mean? And I don't think I'm going to use that party thing again, not unless it's for specific things, because I really don't like the fact that I want to communicate with people in the game. If you put on party, you can't communicate with anybody in the game. Not only that, and I know it sounds weird, but I don't really want to communicate with anybody who's not playing the game that I'm playing. You know what I mean? It sounds strange, but for one instance there, Small Creeper was on, and we were all in the party chat, and that was good until I discovered, we can't speak to anybody who's actually in the game. So I was like, well, he's playing Fallout 76, and everybody else in the party is playing Rec Room, and it may sound strange, or I don't know if you want to say part of me wants to say selfish, but I don't think that's the right word. it may sound strange, but I don't really want to communicate to somebody who's not actively here with me. You know what I mean? Or something like that. See, but then that sounds weird because chat is that. Somebody's not actively here with me, but they're watching the same thing that I'm doing, or they're watching what I'm doing, so they have context and they know what's going on. Whereas somebody who's playing a different game, they can only hear my voice. I could be like, and then they'll say something and then I have to explain it to them. And then the party chat doesn't even go onto the stream, so then it's just me speaking to the air again. Whereas if it's chat, there's at least a chat log there. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure out how to balance chatting, if I think here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do the party thing, not unless it's for a very specific situation, because it's good and I can see where it's good in certain situations. I don't like it for the rec room situation because it cuts off my connection with the actual rec room itself. So I want to keep that in there. I also need to find a way to balance who I'm going to play with in a way. Because as of right now, I pretty much play with Justice only. You know what I mean? That sounds weird, but I pretty much only play with one person. And then now I'm finally starting to get some other people in there, which is cool. But if you play things like Jumbotron, or if you play like missions, which I really like Jumbotron, I really like the shooting thing. I actually bought a game here recently called Raw Data, which is, it's all that. You get guns, you can walk, but I don't think it's as smooth as, well, I played the demo, which you can check the video out if you'd like. But in that game, I don't know if the movement is quite as smooth, but it's the same thing. You're there, you're shooting, but it's robots that can like walk towards you, not necessarily floating or rolly ones. But anyway, I like those games. I like that game. I can't wait to play that game. It's unfortunate that you can only have 4 people, and there's no fucking checkpoints anyway. But it's unfortunate there's only 4 people because I'm gonna get stuck, and I know this is gonna happen. If things keep going the way they're going, I'm going to get stuck to a place where I am going to get a bunch of invites from people and I have to just keep saying decline because I'm in the middle of something, or I'm going to have to schedule times with people. And while that doesn't really do good for spontaneousness, I guess, I don't want to leave anybody out. You know what I mean? One of the things that somebody, I think it was Gary V, if you know who Gary V is, and he said, you've only got, for your business or whatever, you've only got 3 customers, and you want 300. Well, you better damn sure take care of those 3 customers if you want 300. Take care of the 3 you have before worrying about getting 300. Because word of mouth is the best way, and people saying, "Oh, this is fun," and everything. So I'm kind of following that same like logic here. Like, take care of the people who are actively engaging in all of my stuff, or on my YouTube videos, or who are on the streams or watching the streams. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure out how to do that while also giving each individual person their time, which is it's hard to do. It's really hard to do, especially for somebody who's not very good at communication like me. So yeah, I don't really know if this will make it in or anything, but I guess I just want to talk about that. There's this balance of just trying to chat with people on chat, which is actually what I like to do. I like to do the chat the most, if I'm honest. I would rather have the chat, but then it also runs into a problem where if I'm focusing on the game too much, I don't see the chat because it pops up right here in front of me, but I'm focused on shooting this thing over here, so I don't even see it. And then I go back and I check the comments or whatever, and that has to blank the screen out, which I absolutely hate. I really need to have a good computer to do that. Or I can set up a laptop and like have it running chat while I'm playing. But then I have to take the headset off to go look at the chat, and I would have to do that after, every once in a while. I don't know. These are all I guess I'm just throwing out all my issues that I'm having and seeing, if you guys have any suggestions on how I could improve these or deal with some of these things. I guess put them in the comments. Let me know, and we'll read them off next week. And then last thing I want to talk about here, at least regarding my stuff, is going to be Minecraft. Minecraft has been going pretty good. I think I'm going to have to start recording more and putting... So I've spoken to a couple of you. To kind of see how I can make the Minecraft videos maybe a little bit better. It seems like maybe, I don't know, I feel like I've heard from two of you, which again, I've only talked to maybe like 3 people, but I've heard from like 2 of you that like there's not a lot of content in there, I think is what you're saying, that I need to put more content in. And I guess in the way that I feel like I'm editing these is for what's the word? I think I want to say continuity, maybe? Like, not continuity, like trying to make sure that the episode makes sense, as in, how did I end up over here if I was over here 5 minutes ago? You know what I mean? Like how the journey from point A to point B. And I guess I'm trying to decipher what was meant. You know what I mean? What did you mean when you were saying, there needs to be more in there? Because typically what I'll do is I'll record 30 to 40 minutes, 45 minutes, or, and then I'll cut all that down, try and keep it as close to 15 minutes as possible. I'm really trying to keep all of my videos close to 15 minutes. The issue there is that it does make them jump around a lot, which I've just got to learn how to do, because it's not a method I'm used to using. I'm used to just kind of cutting out what I think is unnecessary, but I'm to a point now where I go through it, and then after that I see how long it ends up being, and then I start cutting off little bits so I can get it as close to 15 as I can. So I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how to decipher what you guys are saying, because I don't quite fully understand it. Basically, it seems like maybe I need to record an hour and a half, and then cut that down to 15 minutes, just so I can get maybe some more stuff in there. You know what I mean? One other thing that I was given as advice was to have a goal, because most of mine, I don't think have really a specified goal by the end of it. And I think maybe I should do that. Like maybe I should start doing, by the end of this episode, I want what's something, so I want to build, I don't know, what can I say? Like, I was going to say like a creeper made of wool or something, but that's like a lot. You know what I mean? Like, or by the end of this episode, I want to have a mob spawner built, or, like something like that. Like have something, a goal, which I do think is a good bit of an idea. And when I shoot another episode, I think I will take that advice for sure. That one's pretty concise and straightforward. Have a goal. So, I mean, I think, I'm taking all these into consideration, trying to figure out how I can use them. But I mean, I don't really know. Some of it's still confusing. You know what I mean? It's multiple people telling me multiple different things, and I'm trying to condense it down into a better episode of Minecraft. So yeah, if you have any other suggestions or anything like that, let me know in the comments, and I'll try and add them into the Minecraft and see if they work out any better. The last one, I don't know. I just put out 3 the other day, or maybe it was 4. No, I put out 4 the other day, and I can be honest. I mean, I really don't think I was happy with it. I mean, I was happy with it in that it got done, which I'm always happy when the video gets done, but I don't think I was happy with it in the fact that I felt like it didn't have enough stuff. Like you said, it did have stuff in there, but there was no defined goal, almost like you said on the last one. So I think I need to, like I said, I'll take your advice and try and put it in there and make it work. Anyway, so news. With the holidays, you know what I mean, end of the year coming up and everything, not a lot of news happening right now. pretty much everything's done for the year, and everybody's just waiting on the next year to come up here. Happy New Year's, by the way. I think this will be the day of New Year's that this comes out. But the only real thing that happened, or that was, I guess, kind of happened this here recently, was that China, a couple of podcasts ago, China had, there was a thing where China had, taken a whole bunch of games off the market and not let them play. Like, you couldn't play like PUBG, or I don't think Fortnite, or like League of Legends. There was a whole bunch of games that it was like, no, you can't play these anymore. They're too violent or whatever. So I was late to the game on that. Apparently that happened in March. So in March, that's when they started saying, no new games. We can't do this. You're not allowed to play these, whatever. Since then, they have, now this is kind of the news today, which is they have rolled back their kind of like regulations there. There still is a pretty big process in order to get your games approved. But they are approving new games again, which is something they hadn't been doing since March. So I mean, that's good, right? New games are coming out in China again, which that's good. I guess their policy is still pretty strict. But one thing that was kind of notable, I guess, is that 10 Cent Games, which is a big kind of social media, internet gaming type. I mean, it's a whole company with a whole bunch of different facets, but it's one of the biggest kind of like social media and gaming like companies in China. None of its games were approved, which is kind of strange, especially for like the biggest. You know what I mean? They own some sort of, I guess, chat app that lets you chat between games or something. I don't know for sure. I didn't look up everything about them. But like they're a huge company that kind of was just shut out by this, and I wonder if it's motivated, if it's a political kind of motivation, or if it's like a company type of motivation that's like getting it to where they're the only ones that's not approved. It's kind of curious. But that's like the only real news that happened. Nothing really happened news wise this week. Yeah, that's it for news, man. Next up on the list here is the PlayStation Plus free games for the month of January. The month of January, we will be seeing Steep. We don't know what Steep is. Steep, it came out, I feel like it came out fairly recently. Maybe it was like a year, maybe 2 years. I don't even think it's 2 years old. But Steep is a game of snowboarding. I think maybe, I'm not sure if skiing is included. But let's see. Snowboarding, parachute, wingsuit. You go down the mountains, and it's supposed to be kind of like an open world-ish mountain game where you like, explore the mountain and unlock challenges and stuff. I'll definitely play it. I'll definitely try it out. It definitely looks pretty, when I first saw it when it came out, because I remember that. I was like, this sounds cool. I would like to play this. But not enough to where I went out of my way. You know what I mean? Now that it's coming for free to PlayStation 4 in January, I'll definitely pick it up and check it out. You know what I mean? I want to see what it's got. You know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe I'll get to play with some other people online too. Next game for PlayStation 4 in January is going to be Portal Knights. Now, Portal Knights I know very, very little about. I mean, I really don't know anything about it. It looks like a cross between Minecraft and like a kind of dungeon type thing, like in Minecraft, there's only like a certain number of enemies. You don't have weapons or anything. In this one, you do create stuff with blocks, and everything still has that kind of blocky style. But there's like, I don't know if I want to say missions, but you can actually go to places and there's enemies, and the enemies have life bars, and you have to fight them and use your moves, and you can join up to 3 people in the world. And I think there's a story mode. I'm pretty sure there's like a story mode you go through and you play that. So that definitely, again, it's kind of a little bit more on the kiddish side, but no problem there. I would definitely check that out. See what it's like. You know what I mean? Let's see. Fallen Legion Flames of the Rebellion. Now this, I did not really see anything about. I mean, I'm sure I could have looked up an entire trailer about it or whatever. Seemed kind of like your... correct me if I'm wrong. I guess I'll probably get crucified if I'm wrong, but whatever. It's like a turn-based, not JRPG, but like a turn-based like RPG type thing. Where you have your team and you fight, and like 2D, but like a hand-drawn art style. So I mean, it looks interesting. I'll definitely check it out. It's for the Vita, but then you cross-buy on PlayStation 4, so I should be able to play that as well. I'll check it out for sure. Not a huge fan of the like turn-based RPG type things, but I'll check it out. You know what I mean? I'll check it out, see what it's about. All right, that's it for PS4. Fallen Legend, Flames of the Rebellion, that was on the PlayStation Vita, and then crossplay onto PlayStation 4. And then Super Mutant Alien Assault, which also, it was more like a pixelated 2D platformer type thing. It's for Vita, so I don't really know much about it. Go check it out. See what it looks like. See if it looks okay. Like I said, it's more pixel arty kind of looking, but I mean, I'm sure it's got some interesting mechanics in there I just don't know about. Lastly would be the PS3 games, Zone of the Enders, which kind of look like is the HD collection. So Zone of Enders HD collection, which is, I believe, multiple games. I think it's got 3 of them. Although I'll be honest, I haven't really looked it up, so I'm not 100% on that. I heard that the last one was the best of them. But if you have a PS3, you get that one for free. Kind of like a Gundam type thing where giant robots are used as workers and as combat thingies, Gundams, whatever the fuck you want to call them, and they fight each other. And then another PS3 game, Amplitude, which is, if you know what Guitar Hero is, it is Guitar Hero's grandfather. So before any Guitar Hero controllers came out, or before any of the music or anything, it's the grandfather to Guitar Hero. So check it out. If you got a PS3. Some news related to that. In February of 2019, they will stop doing PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 3 games for PlayStation Plus. So if you have PlayStation Plus, you will only get, and this is their words, you will only get 2 free games for PlayStation 4 after February of 2019. So, I mean, if you have PS4, no problem. If you got a PS3, no more free games. PlayStation Vita, no more free games. And then here's the thing, though. Here's where I kind of got hung up. I don't have a Vita or a PS3, so kind of none of those matter to me. But PlayStation 4, you only going to give me 2 games? Like 2 games. I know it sounds like a first world problem, like the ultimate first world problem. But, like, I was just like, all right, well, I guess if you give me 2 games that are good, then it's no problem. But when you give me, 1 game that's okay and then the other one that's not good, it's like, all right, well, you're not giving me shit. You're kind of not enticing me to stay on your platform. You know what I mean? I mean, I kind of am because I'm here already. But I'm just saying, like, you're not giving me great games to work with. All right. Now, I mean, granted, as Steep and Portal Knights, don't know what they are. I can't wait to play them. I'll try them out. But, just kind of PlayStation, if you're going to take all those other ones away, you might lose some goodwill. So you need to put some better thought into the games you're throwing out. If you're only going to throw out 2, you know what I mean? Maybe put out like 3, do like a medium, and then a tiny or something. You know what I mean? Something... Just, I don't know, an Avatar, like something else, instead of just 2 free games. That's kind of, unless what they're trying to do is roll it all the way back to where PlayStation Plus isn't even a thing. And they do like a subscription, games as a subscription type thing, like their PlayStation Now. I don't know. But anyway, so that's it for, the news, the free games this month and everything. Alrighty here. Last but not least, we have got your comments from the past week. Let's see here. Now, I met somebody in PSVR, and then they went way back into one of my old videos and commented on that. So that might be one of them we're going to have to deal with here. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into your comments. I guess we'll go from oldest to from oldest to newest. I don't know if December. No, that one probably wouldn't count. Okay, so we'll just do the one from 5 days ago. We'll start with that one. So 5 days ago, somebody commented. It was Ethan Jones. I don't know if you guys want me to say your names on here or not. I did, I guess. Anyway, so he commented on the update 1.84 video. Very random question, but I need to know. I'm looking to buy a PSVR and was wondering, does it really feel like you're in that world? For example, the game you were playing, did it feel like you were... Whoops. I can't read that. But I think because I remember reading this and I responded to it, I tried to give him an explanation of what VR was like. It's really hard to describe if you're not in it. Like, you are kind of... Everything else kind of falls away and you're just kind of in this world. I don't really know how to explain it. Like, you're very... He was just trying to see, like, what was PSVR like, and is it worth him to get it? Is it worth it for him to get it? And I think it is, just because it's fun to do. It's completely immersive, and like you can, just kind of play these games and kind of have fun with it. How do you describe what VR is to somebody? Okay, so there was this game, some other podcasts I listened to. They did, how would you explain this to a caveman? So how would you explain VR to a caveman? You would say, like, you put this thing in front of your eyes, in front of your seer things. I don't know, what do they call them? Put this thing in front of your eyes and you're somewhere else. I guess. I don't know how to explain it. You're a ghost in a different world. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I was trying to explain to him, like, you don't feel anything physically. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody shoots you, you don't feel anything physically, obviously, unless you have like a haptic feedback thing on. But you do get your body still, when you first do it, your body still reacts instinctively, like, fuck, we need to dodge this thing because it's coming at us. I responded to his comment, but I don't really know if it helped him decide or not. But we'll go to the next comment. Chris, Mr. Chris, from all the Beyond Two Souls videos. Go check him out if you get a chance. Let's see. He gave us a couple comments on the Minecraft video. I think it was Minecraft 3, I believe. Let's see here. So I had asked on the video what was Lapis for, because I had no idea what Lapis was for. Apparently Lapis is for dying, which I actually didn't know that one. And then enchanting, which I didn't know. So I need that for enchantments, which I think I'm going to need later on in Minecraft for like defeating the dragon and stuff. Let's see here. He said, also you need an iron pick to mine diamond. Well, yeah, I knew I needed an iron pickaxe to mine diamond. And then I had asked him, if enchantments were necessary, and he said, no, they're not necessary, but they make life way easier. So I'll probably end up doing that on an episode of Minecraft. Let's see here. Small Creeper commented on Beat Saber, the Beat Saber video, which, by the way, I got Beat Saber for Christmas. Really fun game. It's a fucking workout, dude. Be prepared if you play that game. It is a workout, all right? Well, it's not a super workout at the beginning, but once you start getting to the hard stuff, like, it's just like you gotta just swing your arms around and just fucking like it's you get tired playing that, especially when they get crazy. But fun game. I also looked it up because I was getting kind of not bored, but like tired of the songs, because it's the exact same songs. On PC with Beat Saber, you can get, people can make their own songs or whatever and put it on there and you can play it. On PlayStation, they've got just their standard songs. That's it. But I did look it up. They are planning to add like 30 something new songs onto the PlayStation version. So, and they said it wouldn't be too long. until that happens. So hopefully that'll happen soon. That'll give me some variety on the game. But that stream did pretty good. And Small Creeper, he commented on there. Now that's a good amount of views. You should make more of this. So I would love to do more Beat Saber. Here's the deal, right? Beat Saber, and I knew it as soon as I started the video. Copyright, whatever, on the music. So all that music copyright, if I was, which I'm not, but if I were making any revenue on the video, wouldn't matter because it wouldn't be mine. So, you know what I mean? It just, that's the problem with that game, is that it's copyright, so I can't fucking do anything. And then the last comment here was from Kurt Lee Plays. I had met him in Rec Room VR. Yeah, I said Rec Room VR. I'd met him in Rec Room, and he decided to pull up this video. I don't know why this video came up when he searched me, but it was one from way, way back in the day, called The Order, or it was the part 1 of The Order. And he just put on there, "You hilarious." So apparently I'm funny, which is good. I'd like to be funny. But yeah, he played the video while he was sitting there, and I was like, hold on, let me try and guess which video that was. And I got it right, but I was just like, what video is that at first? Because it's been so long since I recorded that. Like, that was like a year, maybe like 2 years ago. Like, that was a long time ago. Anyway, but that's all you guys' comments. You know, leave comments here on any other one of my videos put out this week, and they could and probably will be featured here on the podcast. All right, you guys. Well, that is it for episode 8 of the RCLcast. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate anybody who listened, who watches, who likes, subscribes, who does all the good things that I love you for. If you don't do those things, you should start doing those things. And you can start doing that by liking this video. We're going to try and get to 10. Okay, I want to get to 10 likes on this video. It's a tiny goal, but we can do it. All right. Anyway, everybody else, you know, as I said, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next Monday for another podcast.